The Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G? Let's find out what's in the box. Dave Taylor here, and I have the brand new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G edition. This is the top of the line of everything coming out from Samsung, and it's probably gonna be pretty darn nice inside. Let's find out. So, AT&T sent this to me, which was super nice of them. And right off the bat, you get the phone, and hopefully we can turn it on. I have not set it up. In fact, it still has all its protective plastic on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. And we'll just put it here. It looks like there's some protective plastic on the front. So it is booting up as you would hope it would, and it probably comes fully charged. We can check that in a minute. But this is a really interesting phone. Number one, as is befitting the Note series, it's pretty square. It's a pretty rectangular phone. Now, what's the difference between the Galaxy Note 20 and the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra? There's actually a lot of design differences, but one of the biggest is that the screen is just a smidge bigger, but the whole, like the surface on the back and everything, they're different. It's actually a fairly different phone. And this one, the biggest thing that steps out and is obvious is that is one heck of a camera setup facing the rear. And in fact, this is pretty impressive. This is a 108 megapixel rear facing camera. In fact, the cameras are 108 and 12 megapixel. It has what they call a laser AF space zoom. I'm pretty sure AF isn't what my kids use that acronym for, but it gives you up to a 50x zoom. Now, obviously that's not a mechanical zoom, so you're going to get artifacting, but when I review the phone, which will be coming soon, then I will have all sorts of example photos and everything for you to check out. But think about this, is this can shoot 4K at 60 frames per second, and you can shoot 8K video at 24 frames per second. You could make a movie with this phone. And then on the front, I'm not sure you can tell, but there's the little tiny hole punch on the top, and that forward-facing camera is a 10 megapixel camera too. So the camera goodness is going to be pretty amazing. I am pretty enthused about that. And then in terms of actually what's powering this, this has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus. It's an octa-core, but the cores aren't all running at the same speed. So you ready for this? So you have one at 3.09 gigahertz, you have three at 2.4 gigahertz, and you have one at 1.8 gigahertz. How it decides which core to use, I am not sure. We'll have to see how it goes. It is running Android 10, so it certainly should have the smarts to be able to deal with that. And the screen itself, it's hard for me to get somewhere that's really pretty. I guess I can sign into my network. Let me just do that super quick. And I know we're supposed to be opening the box and looking at what's inside, but this is such a cool phone that I really want to show the phone too. So while this is logging in, let me go ahead and tell you that the screen, I guess that's not very exciting. So it'll check for updates, immediately checking for updates. This screen is a 120 hertz dynamic AMOLED screen running at 3088 by 1440, and it's an adaptive display. So if you give it visual information like a streaming movie or something at a different refresh rate than 120 hertz, it'll adjust to match to give you a great experience. Now, comes at two different sizes, 128 gig or 512 gig. You can put a micro SD card in here. I'm guessing it's in the same slot as the micro or as the SIM card. And you can put up to 1 terabyte of extra storage. That's 1.5 terabytes of storage at the top end. That's pretty crazy. The front is Gorilla Glass 7, not the very latest Victus glass from Corning/Gorilla Glass, but Gorilla Glass 7 should be pretty nice. And let's see, so AT&T very nicely sent me a SIM card. I appreciate that. Sorry I can't give you one of those. Let's see what else is in the box. So then there's a spacer, another SIM card. So I guess I get to use dual SIM. I don't think it supports dual hardware SIM, but we'll see. It does have a charger and that's a USB-C on the end of it, which reminds me that the edge of this, sure enough, has USB-C, and much more fun for people that don't know the Note series is it has hidden in it a stylus. So you can actually draw on the screen, which is super fun. Now let's see what else is in here. There's a little box, and in that is a USB-C charging cable, I'm sure. So it's USB-C on both ends. It's a nice feeling cable, but that's it. That's all you get. So that's the box. So in terms of what's in the box, the answer is the phone and a way to charge it. That's all you get. No screen protector, no earbuds, nothing, just that. And you know, that's probably good enough. It doesn't seem to have a SIM removal tool, which is kind of interesting. So I guess I'll have to use one from one of my other phones. Or, oh no, wait, what's in here? Hang on, we have one more tiny box. And they include a box, they build up your excitement, and then it turns out to be completely empty. So I don't know, maybe it's a spacer. Be that as it may, that's what's in the box. Now, just a tiny bit more about the phone. So it has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery for the Ultra 5G and 35 hours talk time, 12 days standby. How much time you actually will get with this when you're using it, I'm not sure yet. We'll have to test that. It is 5G, so this is very much state of the art. So it's 5G plus and 5G and quad band world phone support. I mean, you should be able to use this anywhere in the world. And again, to me, the thing that really stands out, I mean, literally stands out, is that camera on the back. So if you lay it down, you are actually laying it on the camera. So one hopes that they have made it super rugged, because it's going to take a lot of abuse unless you put it in a case, which probably you should anyway, because these are crazy expensive. At the full configuration, this will cost more than your laptop, but we'll get to the price in a second. Just a couple more quick things. So number one, it supports Wi-Fi 6, which is also known as 802.11ax, but that's the big next thing coming. And huge props to Samsung. They get a 20 out of 20 eco score for the materials that they use, the packaging they use, the fact that things are recyclable, their minimization of rare earth metals. That's an important thing. I don't talk about that very often, but the environmental impact of our devices is significant. So, almost done. So, the phone itself, this particular one is 6.5 inches by 3 inches by a 1/3 of an inch. I assume that includes the camera bump, and 7.4 ounces. So it's a little bit heavier than the phone you might have right now, but that's because it has a crazy amount of tech. So, I'm just about done. I just want to talk about the price, but before we get to the price, I'm going to ask if you can give me some feedback and maybe subscribe to my channel. It's just a couple of clicks or taps away. Appreciate that. Now, comes in this beautiful bronze or black or white, and at the 128 gig configuration through AT&T, you can get it for $43.34 a month for 30 months, or you can buy it flat out for $1299.99. If you really want the big one with the 512 gig on board and 1 terabyte expansion through micro SD, doesn't come with a micro SD card, but it will still cost you a very impressive $1,449.99. Or, I don't know what the monthly rate is, but you can just divide that by 30 and that should give you a rough number. It's a lot of money. It's hard to imagine a smartphone that would cost $1,500. But then again, there are some really great smartphone options down in the couple of $100 range. So the good news is the market offers a lot of choices. If you want the best of the best technology, amazing 8K video, 5G, Wi-Fi 6, all of the state-of-the-art tech, that's what this has. And this is a really interesting phone, and I really can't wait to put it through its paces and test it and give a full review. So definitely come back and check that out. And for now, I'll catch you in my next video.